Welcome student. Again we are going to see the last unit from physical chemistry, that is thermodynamics and phase equilibrium. Now in this unit actually there are two parts. First part is thermodynamics and another one, that is B part, is phase equilibrium. Now this thermodynamics, in the previous classes you know in thermodynamics there are number of physical properties just like enthalpy, entropy, okay, then you know the work of expansion, work of compression and so on. Okay, now here in this semester, in order to study thermodynamics, you must know some basic thing, just like free energy, Gibbs free energy, that is Helmholtz free energy and so on. Now first of all, see what is meant by Gibbs free energy. What is meant by Gibbs free energy? This Gibbs free energy is denoted by letter capital G. Now in previous classes you know this energy is converted into work, okay, but it is not necessary that all the energy is converted into work. Are you getting clear? Now what I am saying, you know energy is converted into work, okay, but it is not necessary that all the energy is converted into equivalent amount of work, okay, means the energy of system is utilized to do work. Beside this there is some amount of energy which is not utilized to do work, but it is along with the system. That's why we are going to see the Gibbs free energy. Actually what is the Gibbs free energy, and it is related to this, that when system under study do some work, no doubt this energy is converted into work, but it is not necessary that all the energy is converted into work. That's why we can say that the energy which is available to do work is called as available energy. Means the energy which is utilized to do work is available energy. Now what is available energy? Available energy is the energy which is utilized to do work, and second one is unavailable energy. Which energy? Unavailable energy. What is unavailable energy? It is the energy which is not utilized to do work, okay, means the total energy of system. If we have any isothermal system, then for such a system the total energy is the sum of isothermally available energy and isothermally unavailable energy, okay, because you know this energy which is utilized to do work is available and the energy which is not available to do work is unavailable, means the system has the total energy in a such a way that how it is isothermally available energy, isothermally available energy plus isothermally unavailable energy, unavailable energy, okay. Now that's why this total energy, that is H, is equals to isothermally available energy is G, and this isothermally unavailable means T into S, where G is Gibbs free energy, this T is temperature, S is entropy, and H is the enthalpy or heat content of the system. Now from this G is equals to H minus Ts. Now this is the Gibbs free energy. Actually this Gibbs free energy is H minus Ts. But what is the definition? This Gibbs free energy is the fraction of total energy which is available to do work, because G is the isothermally available energy. Okay, now from this derivation it is clear that Gibbs free energy can be defined as it is the fraction. What is the fraction of what? Fraction of total energy of the system which is utilized to do work. Okay, initially you know available form of energy to do work is G, and this G is nothing but a fraction of total energy of the system which is available to do work. Now see the physical significance of this Gibbs free energy. Are you getting clear? समझ में आया? Gibbs free energy का मतलब क्या होता है? The energy, fraction of total energy which is available to do work is a Gibbs free energy, and it is denoted by G equals to H minus Ts, where G is Gibbs free energy, H is enthalpy, T is temperature, and S is entropy of system. Now system changes from initial state to final state. Okay, now and this system changes isothermally, means the temperature is kept constant. Okay, that's why at initial state this G1 is equals to H1 minus Ts1, H1 minus Ts1. Why it is so? Because this system is at initial state and temperature is a constant. Now at the final state, what is Gibbs free energy? G2 is equals to H2 minus Ts2. Now again G1, G2. This is Gibbs free energy at initial state. It is Gibbs free energy at final state. H1 enthalpy at initial state, at final state. Entropy at initial state, entropy at final state. This T remains T. Why? Because this is isothermal change. Now how the Gibbs free energy change delta G is calculated? Delta G is equals to G2 minus G1. It is simple mathematics. That is delta G, that is Gibbs free energy change, is a subtraction of Gibbs free energy at final state minus initial state. Now put all these values. Now G2 is equals to H2 minus Ts2. Now G1 is equals to H1 minus Ts1. Okay. Now further solve it. H2 minus H1 minus T common, S2 minus S1. Again this H2 minus S1 means delta H minus T. This S2 minus S1 means delta S. This is the entropy change. This is the enthalpy change. Entropy change delta S is equals to S2 minus S1. Entropy change is equals to this one. Enthalpy change delta S equals to H2 minus S1. Now further you know this delta H is the enthalpy change. This delta G is Gibbs free energy change. Again in previous classes you know H is equals to E plus PV, where this is the heat content or energy content of the system. Now that's why delta H is equals to delta E plus P dV in pressure volume type of work. That's why above equation becomes delta G is equals to delta E plus P delta V. Okay, minus T delta S remains as it is. Okay, only you know instead of this you kept this. Okay, now again you may write this delta G equals to delta E minus T delta S, or you know according to definition of entropy change, delta S is equals to Q reversible upon T. Now from this, what is the value of T delta S? T delta S is equals to Q reversible. Okay, that's why this equation becomes, now delta G remains as it is, delta H plus P delta V, and instead of T delta S it will be minus Q reversible. Okay, now further if we solve it, then delta G is equals to delta E minus Q reversible plus P delta V plus P delta V. Now according to first law of thermodynamics, this delta E minus Q reversible is equals to W max. Okay, that's why the above equation becomes delta G equals to minus W max plus P delta V. Now here instead of this minus sign, if we are to remove this minus sign, then this equation becomes minus delta G is equals to W max minus P delta V. Now this W max minus P delta V means the net work done by the system, because this P dV is nothing but work of expansion when system done that work from system to surrounding. That's why this becomes W net, means this decrease in the Gibbs free energy change is a measure of this net work of the system. Or we may say that this minus delta G is equals to W max minus P delta V, and this is nothing but physical significance of entropy. Now in this period we come to know about Gibbs free energy and its physical significance. You know what is the Gibbs free energy? G equals to H minus Ts. It is the fraction of total energy, okay, which is utilized to do work, because you know available energy means the energy which is utilized to do work. Unavailable energy is the work which is not energy which is not utilized, and unavailable is equals to Ts and available is equals to G. That's why total energy H is equals to what? G plus Ts. Now what is from this? G equals to H minus Ts, that is the fraction of total energy to do work, is a Gibbs free energy. Now in the Gibbs free energy, you know this G is equals to H minus Ts. Now at the initial state, G1 equals to H1 minus Ts1. At the final state, G2 equals to H2 minus Ts2. Now take the difference, that will be delta G. Again solve it by simple mathematics. You must know the first law, Q equals to delta E plus P dV. You must know delta S equals to Q reversible upon T. Rearrange this first law and delta S equals to Q reversible upon T. You will get the final equation, delta G is equals to minus W max plus P delta V. Now again in order to remove this minus sign, multiply throughout by minus. That's why minus delta G equals to W max minus P delta V. What is P delta V? P delta V is the work of expansion, work done by system on surrounding. That's why this is nothing but the net work. This difference gives the net work. That's why this equation indicates that this minus delta G means the decrease in the Gibbs free energy change of the system is a measure of net work. Means this physical significance may be asked as show that minus delta G equals to W net, or may be asked as minus delta G or decrease in the Gibbs free energy change is a measure of net work. Okay, are you getting clear? समझ में आया? I think you all remember this. If any difficulty, then write me in a chat box. Thank you.